Hi heathens! Today's video is going to be a video like style that I used to do a lot more often and have not done in a while, and it is going to be taking a full face of makeup that has been worn all day and revamping it so that you can just come home, quickly dress it up, and go out for the night or whatever. So this is what we are working with. I'm gonna show you up close. So we've got a little bit of crease shadow that I'm going to blend out with my finger. Foundation that is actually doing pretty well. So I don't really feel I need to do anything with that other than I'm going to powder it just a little bit. I'm going to throw my hair up if I have anything over here to throw it up with. Let's use one of these because I do not have an actual tie. Is that going to be not tight enough? But I'm going to revamp it using only drugstore products because I feel like these are a little more accessible, and it's to show that, you know, even at the drugstore you can still enhance something and make it a little level up. So the first thing I'm going to do, which I did not get ready because I had not thought of setting my face, is get the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, and I have mine in the shade Light. And I'm going to take this and cautiously tap into it. And I'm going to try to get up close so that you can see some of that shine go away, hopefully. I'm taking a fluffy powder brush, like a very large powder brush, picking it up, obviously, as opposed to what. And then, hold on, let me let in a little more light because then it's going to pick up the shine a little bit better, I think. I'm just going to take that and sweep it all over the face, and then do the same thing on the other side and down the nose because my nose was particularly shiny, and then take a little bit over the forehead. So the whole point of this is to make it quick, easy, and in this case, super affordable. Obviously, you can have whatever products already on your face. In this case, most of this is drugstore already. I have a Colourpop brow pencil in. My eye makeup was the Colourpop All I See Is Magic palette, which is very old. The mascara, however, was the Benefit They're Real Magnetic mascara. And then my foundation is the Rimmel London 25-hour long-lasting. I've worn it a million times. You've seen it. And then the highlighter that I had on, or have on, is the Colourpop Super Shock in Hippo, which is like an iridescent pinky purple. So that is what I currently have on, and that's what I'm going to be going over. I am not removing any of this, so this does not require any makeup wipes, any melting balm, anything like that. Now, obviously, you could do that very quickly, but I want to show you how you can do it without it. So I have, like I said, creased eyeshadow. So I'm just going to take my finger and smooth it out until those crease lines are no longer visible. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And as you can tell, I have like a reddish shadow on. So we are going to be using that as our like transition shade, and I'm going to be taking the Profusion Starlit palette. And I tried to get products, all of these products I tried to make different brands so that you can see different drugstore options. Now, some of these are not going to be available like necessarily Walmart or CVS or Walgreens or whatever, but they might be available at Ulta. So, like I said, I wanted to make sure that they were available not just online, but also within a drugstore price range. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush that is stained red already, because again, that's what we're starting out with, and wipe some of that off. And I'm going to go in first with this shade, which is Auburn. It is like a reddish brown shade, and this palette, as you can obviously tell, does not have a mirror in it, but that is perfectly okay because I have a mirror. So I'm going to just take this shade and I'm going to pat it all over and take it up into the crease. There is a spot out here where it's trying to get into my crease, my actual crease line, not the crease where I want the shadow. So as you saw, I'm just going to take my finger and blend that in a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And as you can hopefully tell, I can definitely tell in person, but you know, cameras sometimes make colors do weird things. I'm going to take a little bit under the eye as well, just to kind of give just a little bit of outer corner pizzazz. But as I'm sure you can tell, this shadow definitely has more of a brown tone than the one that I was previously wearing, which almost leaned a little purpley pink red. This one has more brown in it. So to kind of play off of that, I'm going to go into this shade, which is Uproar, which is kind of like a lightish brown, and I'm going to use that to just give a little bit of definition. I'm using the same brush because I don't mind if it still has some of that red pigment on it as I go through the eye, but I'm just going to take that and focus it just on the outer edge, and then taking it up here into the crease. And you can start to see a very defined line, not necessarily a cut crease, but just that definition. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, just patting it along that outer edge and then blending it up into the crease. And I'm taking it, I don't know if you can tell, you should be able to, but almost all the way to the inner corner as I'm bringing that shade in. There's about 1/4 of my eye where I'm not taking that in. And you see we've got a nice smoky red thing going now. So then I'm going to go into, I debated switching palettes, but I think what I want to do is do my inner corner with this palette and then use one other thing for the shimmer. I was kind of debating while I was getting the stuff ready for this video. So what I'm going to do on the inner corner is take this shade Bling, which is the white shade in the palette. I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my finger, and that's what I'm going to use for the inner corner highlight here. So it's just a little pop of like a silvery white. Okay. Then what I meant by, I just pulled my hair. What I meant by taking another shade like over the top is I'm going to tap into this Colourpop Super Shock, which is, I don't know what shade it is. Oh, Secret Garden. I overlooked it. And it's like a coppery brown, but has like a really bright shine to it. And I'm going to take that just on my pointer finger, pick it up, and see on the finger it has almost, I hope it shows up, almost a red reflect, which is why I thought this one would be good over this. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit more. I'm taking it all the way halfway through the eye, all the way to the inner corner, and up on my lid to blend over where that darker shade is up top. And then same thing on the other eye. And I'm just patting this because that's all you really need to do with these. And shades like this over different shades kind of show up differently. So some of these little reflects reflect more of a gold, some of them seem to reflect more of a pink. And that's something that I really love about Super Shocks, or really anything that can be used as a topper that can be a little more opaque, or excuse me, a little more translucent, a little less opaque, is that it kind of blends with whatever shade you have underneath it and gives it a little something different per shade. So now, to kind of give a little something back to the face, I'm going to be taking, this is another Colourpop, which is why I was kind of hesitant on the Super Shock, because I did want every product to be a different brand. But this is also Colourpop. It is a pressed powder blush in the shade Tearing Up My Heart. And it's just like this nice neutral shade, because I feel like this is going to help kind of give a little bit of life back to the skin without going too overboard. Because if you are not new to my channel, you know how I feel about blush, and that sometimes it's just a little too much for me. But I feel like this is going to be like the perfect medium with giving some warmth to the skin without looking like I've been really angry for the last 20 minutes. So I'm just going to take this brush, tap in. There is kickback in these pans. I don't really care, but I know it's worth noting for some people. And I'm just going to take that across, making sure I do hit the apples of my cheeks, but kind of taking it all the way back, because it's going to build a little bit of dimension on my cheek, so that it's not just flat. And this foundation is not full coverage, so there is still a little bit of my skin and my natural flush that will come through, but this helps just give a little bit more. And like I said, this shade is really neutral, so I feel like it works really well for me to, like I said, kind of give that illusion of a blush without my whole face being pink or red. So if I minimize the lighting a little bit so it doesn't wash it out, you might be able to see it is so faint that I feel like if you're not in person, it's not going to be as easy to tell. But regardless, it's there. Trust me. So then we are going to go in with highlighter. So this is I Heart Revolution. This was part of their Disney Princesses collection. And this is the Beauty and the Beast highlighter called A Tale of Enchantment. So this is the Belle highlighter. And then on the inside, it says A Tale of Enchantment. And it's like a nice white shade, which I really like. It's got kind of a gold reflect in it. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. Well, not a fluffy brush, but a fluffy highlighter brush. And I'm going to tap into that, tap off the excess, because it does pick up a lot, and take that right over the high points of my cheek. And then I'm going to do that on the other side. And I feel like this shade isn't going to clash with that pink. It's just going to kind of help tie in that inner corner highlight a little bit. And then that pink is going to start to fade into my blush almost. Down the nose, tip of the nose, a little on the Cupid's bow. And I am going to try to get a little bit up in here for some brow highlight, because I almost never do that. I don't feel like I have enough space to be doing that, so I feel like I have no business doing that. Alright, next I want to set my brows to enhance them just a little bit. So I'm going to use the Morphe 2 Brow Crush Tinted Brow Gel in the shade Auburn. And all this is really gonna do, since they're already filled in, is just give them a little more life. Like, can you tell the difference? Further away. It just enhances it a little bit. There are some looks where I definitely don't mind if my brows aren't visible. But for this look, since I already had them done and I wanted to enhance the full face, I figured I'd include them. What? Do you see that little thing on my forehead? What is that? It's blue. Now, obviously, if you were doing this on your own and you weren't talking to a camera the whole time, it would be done a lot quicker. Okay, I got it off. But I'm walking you through my process. Then for the lips, I have an oldie but a goodie. This is the e.l.f. liquid matte lipstick in the shade Tea Rose. I love, love, love this lip color. And you cannot beat e.l.f.'s prices. It has like a classic e.l.f. scent, which, depending on who you are, might be good or bad. It's like my lips, but pinker. Now, it is still a matte liquid lip, so if you don't like those, you're definitely not gonna like this one. I find it's not as drying as some formulas, but still, I still know there are people who, either way, do not like liquid lipsticks, or matte liquid lipsticks, I should say. And then, to set everything, we're going to be using the Colourpop All-Star Face Setting Spray. We're going to make sure it's not... Okay. I'm going to give that a second to kind of soak into the skin. And then we can take the hair down. It's not fully soaked in, so I might be a little dewy looking. And let's see. Yep. I would be perfectly happy with wearing this like out to dinner or something, and no one would ever know that the base starting point had already been on my face for 8+ hours. So let me know your thoughts down below. I love doing these kind of videos because this is kind of my, I'm not gonna say favorite way to do makeup, but favorite way to show what makeup is capable of, as far as the fact that if it's been on your face, unless it's like really broken down, you don't need to completely redo it to just kind of enhance it and out the door. So I love doing these. If you enjoy watching them, please let me know down below. Thumbs this video up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.